Yo, Tom Fiddzy here with my review of Book of Boba Fett Episode 1. I know I haven't finished Hawkeye, but I had really bad, cold last week, just before Christmas. So I couldn't even do any speaking as excited I was about Kingpin, but we're not here to talk about that now. I'll get back to that eventually, maybe. I'm here to talk about Book of Boba Fett Episode 1 and my thoughts and my reaction. Literally just watched it. And I thought it was really good. It starts off, we see Boba Fett in the Polynesian spa. Yeah, he's in a bacta tank in Jabba's palace. Not explained why. I'm not sure if I missed anything to explain why he's like that. I thought maybe at first it was something to do with like a side effect of being in the Sarlacc, like with the stomach acid and stuff. But then we see later in this episode, we get stuff with the Sarlacc, which I was not expecting for this episode. And that was a really cool revelation that we're getting Sarlacc stuff, flashback stuff. But no, it doesn't look like he had any side effects for it because he got out and he's walking around with the Tusken Raiders all fine. So I'm thinking maybe it has something to do with the fact that he's a clone, maybe his clone body is failing. It's quite old now, his clone body. So maybe there's something else. Maybe we'll see it in the flashback throughout the story, but he definitely seems to be constantly needing that bacta tank. So yeah, let's talk about the flashback stuff first. I thought it was really good. We see him get out of the Sarlacc. It was pretty easy, I guess. He just kind of stole some oxygen from a sand trooper that was apparently already in there when he fall in there. And then he just punched through it and then appeared on the surface. The Sarlacc seemed alive underneath, but dead on the surface. None of the tentacles were waving around. We didn't see that awful beak that they added into it at a later point. So I don't know, maybe it was barely conscious under there. That's why he was able to escape. But he escaped. He fell unconscious. And what I really liked is the Jawas turned up in their sand crawler. The people, or the natives of Tatooine, that the people that we normally associate with, oh look, it's the Jawas, it's the friendly Jawas. They're coming around, they're going to send me some droids, good old Jawas. But no, they just steal his armor and leave him. They just clobber him in the head. So the ones that talk to people and interact with the populace of Tatooine that no one has a problem with are little dicks. But then the Tusken Raiders come along and they save him. Yeah, sure, they capture him and stuff and use him to dig up I don't know, gourds or whatever they are. And they look like sea urchins even though they're under the sand. But yeah, sure, they did that, but they didn't kill him outright. So that's kind of interesting. I like that. I really like what this show and The Mandalorian is doing for the Tusken Raiders. Really making them more than just the barbarians that you got to watch out for. They're really fleshing them out. We're really getting into their culture. We're seeing the respect with them. We saw that in The Mandalorian. If you respect them, if you know their ways, if you treat them well, they will treat you back. There's a lot of culture in there, and I really enjoyed that. I like seeing the chieftain and the kid one, and all the different variants of them and stuff. So that's really fascinating, and I hope we get a lot more of that. Obviously, we find when we first saw Boba Fett in Mandalorian, he had the gaffy stick. So we're going to get to that. I like how at the end, him and the chieftain kind of had that little respect. The kid was all like, "I defeated this monster," and then the chieftain was just like, "No, I know it was really you. Here, have a drink." It just ended with him the Polynesian spa. I thought that was great. I really liked that monster, the one that kind of came out. It looked almost like stop motion. The design of it looked like something from Jason and the Argonauts. I love how it had the forearms standing up, and then it used two of them to kind of walk like a lizard centaur. I thought that was really awesome. One of the best new monster designs, I think. It looked like something out of Legends, out of a Star Wars role-playing game, the desert sand lizard has attacked. What are you gonna do about it? I'm gonna use my cunning to wrap chain around its neck. Let's roll the dice, that kind of thing. I thought it was really cool. The effects on this show are amazing. It just blurs the line between practical and CGI. At times I was like, is this a practical monster? And the is it called the Mastiff, the dog, in Clone Wars CGI. But Here there were times where it looked like a puppet. I wasn't quite sure. Either the effects were really good, or the CGI was really good, or the practical effects, or they blended the two together in such beautiful, like no seams kind of way that it just looks spectacular. Really good looking show. Loving the use of practical effects, and that monster was just fantastic. You know, I know some people complain that, oh, we're back on Tatooine, but when we see new stuff like that, I think it's really interesting. And yeah, I want to see a few more of them. What's the culture of the sand crocodile, you know? What's it up to? It seemed quite smart, you know, in a sense. But yeah, I thought that was a really awesome scene. Definitely the highlight of this episode. I think the flashback stuff was stronger than the stuff we get in the present day. Apart from maybe the fact he got out the Sarlacc maybe a little bit too easy, but that's fine. We know he got out, and it just showed him getting out, but that's fine. I guess his armor gave him an advantage at surviving down there, right? And like I say, it does look like the Sarlacc was maybe a little bit kind of unconscious. Maybe if its tentacles were flying around still a little bit, it would just drag him back in there. But in the present day stuff, I'm still a little bit unsure. I'm like, why? Why do you want to be a crime lord, Boba Fett? Like, they haven't given any motivation as to that. There's just a lot of questions still. Why are you loving the back to baths? Why do you want to be a crime lord? What's your objective? What's your end goal? Are you trying to make things better, worse? Like, are you just seizing the opportunity? I'm sure we will get into that once we've dealt with all the flashback stuff, which we have to kind of do. But okay, we just need to get through all of that stuff and just find out why. Because at the moment, I'm just like, why? Like, why should I care about you being a crime lord? But I'm excited to see where it goes. I like how he's doing it his way. You know, I really like how he saved the Gamorrean guards. There was a moment where they walked out of the bar. You know, they just went into the really cool, really sleek looking bar. It looked like something out of Tatooine. And Max Rebo was there, or at least, you know, another creature of his species, what they called ortolans or something like that. I looked at him, I was like, have they done Max Rebo with legs, or is he sitting on a cushion? Looked like he was sitting on a cushion, should only have his arms playing on he shouldn't have legs. The toy accidentally had legs, when really it should only have 2 legs. But it looked like it was 2-leg variant, canon variant, which is kind of cool. But yeah, I'm happy he survived. How did he survive? You know, they should have seen Max Rebo and then done a flashback of him crawling along the sand, get a whole nother episode of just what happened to Max Rebo, him getting hit in the head with some Jawas. If it is him, then it looks like he survived, which is really, really cool. I'm surprised there was no like, hey, I know who you are. Oh, that kind of a thing. Before that was cool, but yeah, they're walking out of that bar, and then all of a sudden the Gamorrean guards have just disappeared. They're behind them 1 second, and then gone. And then I'm like, okay, that's a bit weird. And then the parkour people jumped down. I was like, okay, that's why they're there, because you couldn't have the Gamorrean guards in that moment. Could have at least seen them been distracted by something in the background, like someone cooking some food, and they walked over. But I like them. I like that Boba Fett was like, you were loyal to your old masters, so you're going to be loyal to me. I put my faith in you. And that faith came back, you know. I think it was like, it's a bad idea, but no. Without the Gamorreans, they would have still been in that little shield wall. Then we got a cool parkour scene, which was really cool. Tatooine parkour. And Boba Fett gets dragged off back to his Polynesian spa. Maybe that's going to make him look weak. I mean, he just got beaten up on the street in front of everyone, so... yeah, how's that going to look for him? How's that going to play out? I mean, he's still if it was Bib Fortuna, Bib Fortuna isn't standing up from that fight. At least he still stood up and gave an actual fight. Bib Fortuna would just be like, no, please, don't tug my head tentacles, my leku, no, leave the leku out of this. Don't kick me in the leku. But, all right. Yeah, again, still need to kind of see what's going on with Future Fett. I'm far more interested in past Fett than I am Future Fett right now. I'm excited to see a lot more of Tatooine, the culture of Tatooine. I like the stuff with the mayor. The mayor's clearly like trying to downplay him a little bit. Does he not know who Boba Fett is? Does he not know the feared bounty hunter that was like Jabba the Hutt's best bounty hunter? Does he not know this? But yeah, excited to see a lot more Tatooine. And also a little shout out there for 8D8. 8D8 is still around. I like the fact that he's like, we saw him in the torture chamber. He's like, you need to do the torturing. Where's, was it EV88? This feisty little one. Is that one still there? Or it'd be great if we go down to the droid torture chamber and the leader of the torture droid is being tortured on that same rack that pulled apart that other one. That would be really cool. I just want to see more of like Jabba the Hutt's palace and stuff. What's going on in there, But I'm expecting that, it was quite empty at the beginning for it to fill up more and more as the series goes on. And then, hopefully we'll start to find out what his actual objective is. Anyway, for the first series, I thought it was really cool. Effects were fantastic. What they're doing with the TV shows for Star Wars is amazing. Just don't go back to the films because they were terrible. Keep it on Disney Plus, because what you're doing on Disney Plus is so good. It brings my faith back into Star Wars, and my love and interest for Star Wars is being kept alive by The Mandalorian and now Book of Boba Fett. I'm glad it's got the same vibes. You might complain maybe it's too similar vibes, but they're kind of, it's a spin-off from it, so I would expect it. And I'm glad they are, because I was really into it straight away. Just the look, the feel, everything about it. Really enjoying. Great performance. Performances all around. Boba Fett was a lot of fun. I was a little bit skeptical, like, I'm not going to be interested in a Boba Fett film. It's like boring guy who stands in the background, doesn't say anything. But no, we're getting to see a lot of his character here, and it's fascinating. And that's all I've got to say. Let me know what you think about it. I'm already hyped for the next episode. All right. See you then. Hopefully more monsters and 8D8 next week. Bye.